I am back today with some more FTL. Had a blast streaming it yesterday, even though I had no one watching. So I decided to pop on, stream some more, play some more. However, I also decided, basically 20 minutes ago, that I should go ahead and install some mods. So I hopped on, looked at some of the preferred mods, and decided I would try out the FTL Multiverse mod. I don't know much about it other than it is a complete overhaul mod, adding a ton of new stuff, new ships, new weapons, new drones, new enemies, new factions, new crew members. So we'll see what all is included. Okay, basic people, we've got humans. Skills improve slightly faster, that's normal. Resilience and determination makes them take less damage from the environment. That's cool. An orchid floral, natively known as the Kithiae, are a friendly species of mostly pacifist plants. Can buff your crew and refill oxygen. So refilling oxygen in a system that has O2 takes 70% more damage from fires. Friendly crew in the same health gain additional 20% max HP, repair speed, and heal speed. Always good. And then we got Zinzin, the Separatist Engi. They've broken away from the control of the Harmony in a widespread program that controls the Engis and encourages sameness. A toggle ability. Toggle nanite mode where it ignores doors, resists mind control, and becomes damage resistant but cannot fight or repair. Okay, and they do less combat damage and have a boosted attack speed. Not as much as the normal Engis do, but still some. Reduced suffocation damage as well. Okay, looking at our starting stuff, we got a basic laser, just a couple of pew-pews, and a pierce laser. Pierce additional shield layers. Shots per charge 2, base hull damage, breach chance 30%. Shield piercing 1. Each laser shot will be blocked by a single shield bubble regardless of the laser's damage. But this pierces. Let's go ahead and start off on easy mode just so that it's... Oh, we also get an advanced navigator. This augmentation will have no effect when this augment installed long range scan. It allows us to jump any previously visited beacon and reveals details about surrounding beacon. Okay, good to start. We're going to be called the, Don't Shoot Us. Perfect. Very self-explanatory. A reactor. So it actually has 7 out of 12. Okay. And just shows up as our basic systems. Normal stuff. Starting out with 20 scrap and 12 fuel. Current challenge level normal. Heavily recommended for beginners. Well, I'm a beginner. So let's go ahead and do this. I've downloaded the database, which will grant you opportunity to read your various factions, individuals, or locations. This provides no physical benefit, but will greatly benefit you on your path to success on your journey. We'll also provide detailed tutorials on new mechanics such as the Atlas or internal upgrades. Okay, what do we got out of the mission? You, the captain, Magmar. Well, no, Magmar is one of my crew. Me, the captain, polkidude. The mushroom cloud hanging over everybody's head. The hive mind, as it were, are now part of this our central part of the largest known conflict, not just the galaxy, but the multiverse itself. After the conclusion of the original Federation Civil War in Universe Zero, your home reality, the Galactic Federation, defeated Admiral Vance and the Rebellion, securing their control over the galaxy. The Federation struggled with various other conflicts, most notably a Cold War brewing between dangerous coalition alliance endorsed by the Slug Kleptocracy, Mantis Hive, Rock Theocracy, and Urgan Republic. This conflict has finally escalated into the invasion of the Aquarian territory, resulting in heavy losses. After the Coalition's attack temporarily destabilized the Federation once again, Vance ran a covert operation from the Rebel stronghold to attempt to salvage the heavily protected ancient ruins that the Coalition has been seeking as well. Though the details are unknown, it is believed that among these ruins, Vance's team salvaged the first multiverse drive, which he would reverse engineer and install on the remaining Rebel fleet. At the Federation raid on the Rebel stronghold, Vance's men fled to Universe 1 in the Allied rebellion of that reality to overthrow the Federation. Universe 1 now acts as a center of the interdimensional rebellion's operation, while Universe 0 leads the counterattack. Fruitlessly as though it may be, both sides are now locked in a seemingly unending conflict, invading reality to secure the strength and survival of their own faction. Make no mistake, though the rebellion continues to perpetuate their title of Brave Uprising, the rebellion is well beyond a simple insurrection. The intel is sparse. It would appear the Universe 1 is being transformed into a desolate aerial dystopia, fueling the eternal gears of war that seeks nothing less than the total annihilation of the Federation and all non-human species. The whereabouts of UO Vance are currently unknown. The sightings of suspicious movement of the privately trained MFK Ace Corps, undying loyal to Vance Prime, have all been seen around the multiverse. The MFK Aces will likely prove to be your greatest threat, along with a powerful redesigned flagship model dispatched to this reality to destroy the Federation base and secure a rebel victory. This is where you get involved. As a renegade hired by the rebellion, your goal is simple: destroy the flagship. And it is highly unlikely that the rebellion will be willing to dedicate any further efforts to capturing this reality. It is far more practical for them to divert the reigning rebel forces to a different reality. If you fail, it is certain that the Federation of this reality will fall, and this will become just another piece of the rebels' arsenal of enslaved realities. Well now, you got a whole multiverse to explore, and yet these guys are still insistent upon rebelling. And not, exploring a couple others and seeing if they're ones that just so happens to suit their needs. It's like moving into a new neighborhood, and instead of deciding which house you want because you like all the features, you decide, oh, that house has some of the things I like, but there are people living inside, so I'm going to murder them. Doesn't make much sense. You just find one that has the good conditions. Don't murder. But now that I have a giant info dump of things, all that matters is that there's a rebellion, and I'm trying to stop it. I have downloaded this, so I will proceed with my mission. We are in the drop point, type friendly. It is truly unique. Dominant faction is the Federation, and there is a medium threat level from a neutral fleet. We arrive in the nearest Federation warp bay. These hangar-like structures act as beacons of sorts, traveling between multiverses. Let's hope you're given a nice warm welcome and not greeted by a fleet of angry rebels or pirates. You slowly exit hyperspeed, transition to a speed safe for landing, and steer closer to the hangar. There your ship is stocked and prepped to head out to this foreign galaxy. You hurry to your ship. You realize that you have little before you leave. You grab one last thing before you go. A weapon or another crew member. I want to try and see what kind of crew we have hanging around. So let's find another crew member. We got Nausea. Sound good. Finally suited up and ready to go, you take your look at your beacon map. You still have a while before the fleet becomes an immediate threat. You can spare some time to do something on the ship if you'd like. Let's do it. What would you like to do? Well, let's just start off by doing a salvage run. We'll just randomly send out a team. Oddly enough, it appears that a pair of boarding drones have been abandoned in the abyss here. You can break them down for parts easily, but if scanned for, you might find schematics. You might risk activating one. Luckily, we have an Engi to deal with it. Defuse the drone before scanning them. I assume we picked that one up. We did. An anti-personnel drone. But we cannot activate it because we don't have a drone system. Looking at our crew members, we want to try and have the important people on, or the person that can repair the fastest on the system that matters the most, in my opinion. But now we will just save everything. What is this? Toggle a drone or weapon. Okay. Let's go ahead and power up our... Oh, we don't have enough power? Well, now we do. I'd nice to see the quality of life stuff that just says... or that just shows how things are going to work. Well, let us jump. A store is in distress. And a merchant. Well, I guess we'll start with the distress signal, because that may give us something, and maybe we'll be able to go to the shop. We will rescue the store. No, I think we're good. Okay, looks like they have a teleporter, so they're probably going to try and board us. In the meantime, though, let us just fire all our weapons. Yes, I know what things out. Nice and easy, no damage taken. Broken apart and salvaged what we can. Okay, let's look at these guys. A normal human, a normal Engi, which has the normal stats. Free Mantis have rebelled from the hive and now live their lives independently. And addicted to the synthetic pheromones. Temporarily great. Okay, so you do a little bit more damage, but you can activate an ability to have them do a lot more damage. Looking at the different guns, Mama's missile converts useless resources into missiles, however it has a much longer charge time. It doesn't consume missiles. Interesting. I think for now we can sell this, because we don't need it, and buy... Okay, yeah, that seems fun. So we'll try that out. Now I'll go to the ship, and then head down to the supply post and see what's going on. Do some last minute checks? No. Let's just fight. That was solved easily enough. We salvaged some extra ammo. Our goal now, of course, is to get the another weapons system upgrade, which we can't do just yet because it's going to cost 5 more. Oh, let's power back up the engine and jump down to the supply. Okay, so place managed by the Federation. Pirate ship shipped to a nearby disappointed to find a supply depot has already been destroyed. Let's attack them. 4 missiles. I don't use missiles, so I'll just battle for that. And we got him. 29 scrap. There we go. Upgrade this here so we can get the Momus. Also, I like how it's predicted 2 jumps away, so it's much safer. True dome parts for 5 fuel? Sure. Federation automatic supply drone is nearby on the fritz and sparking occasional garbled, meaningless messages. Could have serious damage. Luckily, we have an Engi to fix the drone. Ooh, it's no stranger to working on auto drones in ships, or auto ships and drones. It easily identifies the problem. Once the auto ship has been fixed, it distributes the supplies and patches up your hull. A Phaser Mark II. Pierces shield layers while dealing ion damage for the first layer of shield, as well as additional damage wherever it is hit. Oh, I like it. This is looking like a very good offensive firepower run. It's a Cura. Let's start off with the supply. Spears is too late. It's been destroyed by pirates or rebels. But we can probably perform some sort of internal upgrade. Well, we can't upgrade shields. So let's do that. And we'll hold off for the rest of that. Because I'm currently using it. Do we want to install the lab though? Sure. Check the onboard lab. What can we upgrade with humans? I think because we did it, we're gonna give the humans some. Let's give them some just a general upgrade. Seems good. Okay, that should be it. Okay, now we can check what this Cura thing is. Drive the spot, initial lighting scan, please wait. A bright light envelops your ship, and your firewall crumbles almost immediately. Doesn't show signs of hostility. My findings, you are a renegade. No need to confirm, I'm certain of this. I'm a custodial utilitarian robotic assistant. Spread your fears. I am malicious control no more. I offer you a proposition. Simple and violent-minded individuals, I'm listening. Unfortunately, I do not have any money. So I cannot... Whatever you want, I can't help you. But we have a distress signal out here. I can't help you, but I will hurt you. Oh! But now there's a notoriety system. So I did the no-no thing, and people don't like me for it. Who'd have thought? So sad. But we got some scrap for them. We're gonna spend a jump here, a jump to the store, probably just to pick up some fuel, and then we're gonna head off. Free Mantis. Oh! The broken dialect, challenging the translator. Oh, Federation Captain. I've been asking you to be worthy of my support. I have faith, but I must see proof. Fighting me and winning, and I have joining your crew. I will accept his challenge. I have to rough up their hull to win a bit, but if you kill them all, there won't be anyone left to join your crew. And we did it already. They didn't have a whole lot of HP, so I was pretty sure with just these two weapons we'd be able to do it. But we get Chris, the Free Mantis, we're going to be plopping on probably cameras, not doors, because though the doors is upgraded by having a person inside of it, this guy is going to be our fighter, and if he's plopped on doors holding that down, he's not going to be able to assist. Well, we go to the merchant, buy a little bit of fuel, and call it a day. Stranger, it is good to see you. Have some scrap on the house. Now that's out of the way, care for a trade? Sure, but let's sell some resources first. Oh, let's sell some ammo. Let's sell 10 of my missiles for some scrap. Stranger, what's a little war crime? Those doing war, eh? I've got my tentacles on some new tech. Come and look. He doesn't sell items, but he does sell other things. Okay, well we probably are gonna have to use that very soon because there's a rebel here. Should we save this setup? And next sector we go. Free Mantis domain or Outcast territory? I think we'll go to the Outcast territory. Even for hyperspeed, it's amazing to think that long ago the idea of traveling between worlds is a matter of minutes to hours was nothing but a fantasy. Well, on hyperspeed you can do several options. You can proceed to the first sector to do something aboard the ship first. Okay. So low threat level, dominant faction are rock outcasts. Not unique. Here are the many stories of massive ramshack outcast camps can be found in these sectors, spanning regions of territory so large they can compete with modern cities. To mess with them, we would nearly be desolate, but fortunately you doubt they'll mind your presence. The outcasts have no formal structure, but a sudden epidemic of slavers haunting these sectors has forced them to tighten their security. The guards kept their eye wearily, but besides you aren't a threat and keeps their distance. You've hailed. It was my expectation. Words were not to be exchanged. You got something to say? I have some money. No. I don't like you. Definitely need to go to the store. Beacon of an Orchid trade hub, even though most of their equipment is made from plant matter, Orchid finds some use for their scrap metal as well and are willing to trade for it. Luckily, we have Eris over here that we can request assistance with, which will give us 4 missiles and some hull. Do I want to do anything aboard the ship? I need some tinted sunglasses. Okay, well. First off, buy up your food. Good to know. I don't need anything at the moment, so I'm good for now. Thank you, though. How quaint. I just sold off all my stock, and here I was thinking how to trek back to Argyon when you showed up. Thank you so kindly for your generous donation, stranger. You weren't sure what the smuggler were referring to until weapons pop out of their hull. Let's go kill them. No! You bastards! They killed the mantis! We will not accept your surrender. Let's just funnel everybody in, slowly and steadily. definitely need doors upgraded. This is getting ridiculous. Okay, now they can't just assault us. Okay, let's keep jumping. Oh, we need to jump faster because we are running low on fuel. We will not pay the entrance fee because that will mean we cannot jump. So for now, we will leave. Oh, there's a merchant over there. We can make the jump and fight this ship and then head down to them. We will accept their surrender mostly because it comes with the free use of some fuel. So let's get jumping to... I guess we'll go to this right one here. We will explore the asteroid field and gain some scrap. Hopefully these guys will have some fuel we can buy. Stranger, we will sell our missiles. Does not! Sad day. Don't currently need anything. But 2 more of this, 2 more of that. We can now get the phase gun up and running. We're probably going to be caught adrift. Refugees are running out of fuel. We can hail them. Fortunately, it was a pirate. And we got him. Oh, and we got a bunch of stuff in exchange. One thing I will do real fast is get another power bar so we can power this healing thing at the same time. Ready, back to positions. Let us jump. I like how everything's mapped out and you can see exactly where things are going. A nearby planet, the actually old mining colony. Now it seems to have been converted into an outpost camp where several rocks and even a few SLG agents have gathered. Let's visit nearby. No one pays attention or mind you, so it's safe to assume that there must be used to visit. You enter the antechamber where you find a small atmospheric fire has been lit. Residents sit in the circle. A tall robed rockman with spears of yellow paint on his arms looking. You tell us, let's join them. The robed outcast turns to face you. Esteemed guest, why don't you join us? You missed in just time to hear the tales of the dread pirate Tuco. Tell me, since you don't seem to be far, which of the stories would you like to hear? I'm not familiar with who Tuco is. Ah, I see. Tuco is a legend, a hero. But most of all, not just one, but many people. It is a title inherited through honor and circumstance. We outcasts pay respect to many Tucos of history, who have always stood in the name of justice, whether the enemy has fallen rock crystal empire of long ago, or the modern-day theocracy. Now you seem to know this. Would you like to hear one of my stories? What does the database say on Tuco? Oh, there's a lot. Let's hear the first story. Oh. Well, I guess we're going to the exit, because, we got a fire gun in exchange for a story I didn't listen to. You've arrived. When the FTL dart is charged, you can jump to the next sector. Hive space or theocracy controlled? Let's go to the hive space. Go to the hyperspace. Takes a few minutes. Let's proceed to the Mantis. Okay, so Mantis is the hive. It's divided into segments, overwatched by suzerains. The sector is no place for a Federation ship. Your crew is to be alert in case any Mantis stowaways sneak aboard. I think we're just gonna fight these guys. Yeah, okay. Door control is lost. Looks like we might have another hazard to worry about. Do something aboard the ship. Let's go ahead and run a salvage mission. And we can disable the drone to get an anti-personnel drone. Okay, we need to find a shop. Stat. We have 3 fuel left. Trade rockets for drone parts? No thanks. Let's jump to... ooh, a store. Please have fuel. Engines upgrade necessary for travel home. Sale of sorts of necessary equipment for engine upgrade. Allow them to scale your engine to better upgrade theirs. In exchange, we'll get a manager drone. Gratitude. Upgrades will be cheaper. Necessity of scraps still present. Purchasing items of merit until your vessel will provide further benefit to Engi cause. Let's do nothing and just kind of take a look at what they have to offer. Fuel. Fuel step number 1. Yeah, okay. What I will do now is upgrade our shields. And we'll head up to this distress signal. Apologize, we cannot help you. Because we also do not have any fuel. Nearby Mantis ship begins aggressive maneuvers, and I also have a teleporting bay. How dour. Okay, let's take that one. Just find it here. Oh, we got 2 minutes. Ready for round 2, you bastards? A lot more people jumping on our ship than there usually is. I think we'll just strip it for parts and not risk doing anything special. I'm gonna jump to here and hope there's a store down there, because if not, we're in danger. Unwashed slaver appears on your screen, promoting the fact that his workers will do anything you tell them. Satisfaction guaranteed. What is it? Tikaka. Founded by the original exiled suzerain named Rakikaki during the onset of the Federation Mantis War, Tikaka is responsible for introducing the first major circulation of Engi slaves to the Mantis Hive. After running his status as a suzerain on behalf of the Queen, Tikaka's leadership passed into his son, Karaha Engi. Tikaka continued to circulate slaves for several major powers, but the largest buyer remains the Hive, with very close ties to Queen Likon Chiknara. Tikaka's ship gained favorable routes throughout the galaxy, dangerous and major... Okay. We could attack him. I don't think we're going to be able to kill him, so let's just see what he's offering. He's offering Justin, who is a crystal. Death charge, locks down room. Each cast costs 7 health. Reduce suffocation damage, bonus HP, but less damage. Sure, Justin. Increased reputation. Oh, slavers don't like it when I buy people. But the slavers like me. Okay, Mr. Crystal, you can go on cameras. Go ahead and save our position. Store, yes, okay, good. Please have fuel. The market rockets in effect, but it's the rebel transport. I can buy. Let's buy the slave, and then we're just gonna buy up all your fuel. Let's just repair our ship a bunch. Okay, I'm feeling much safer about our odds now that we have 12 fuel back in the reserves. Start firing laser bases. There you go. 3 fuel, and sure, we'll accept the surrender. 3 fuel is 3 fuel. Potential ship, but I do not want to deal with an asteroid field right now, even though I'm losing a little bit of stuff. Explorer. At first it seems like a simple nebula is actually filled with a good amount of debris from a beautiful exchange between several ships. Wreckage drifts to your screens and tumbles in the depths of a nebula that lost to sight. Try to determine who the combatants were without closer investigation. Luckily, we have advanced sensors. We were able to salvage a good amount of stuff. Nice. Automated shipyard. Hostile. Interesting. High threat level from an auto fleet. It belongs to a rebellion, but it's left to the engineer. Okay, so it's automatically building ships. No, it's building auto ships so that you don't have people. They repair their ships automatically, which is obnoxious, but they aren't going to try and board us, which is great. We've received a message from an auto guard. Hello, hello, civilian ship. Your interest in this shipyard is greatly appreciated by the rebellion, but we are afraid that we must inform you that the sector is off limits. You will now be removed. Luckily, we have an engineer crew who can access the ship's mainframe and destroy it. Oh, disable it, not destroy it. Sag. Oh, we do know who. What have you got? A really good free mantis. Or a high-value slave. Septus Engi, who's an excellent pilot. In fact, he's a yellow pilot. I think we're gonna grab him. Because Magmar is only a mediocre pilot, whereas Matt is amazing. So, Magmar, you have been demoted to murder. Your job is to go around killing people. Congratulations, I hope you feel good. Jumping around, just a bunch of unexplored locations, nothing catching my eye yet. Our rebel ship is waiting for you. You can't make out the ship at first. The captain hails you, revealing themselves obnoxiously bright blue hair and a smug grin. Didn't expect you to see me here, huh? Did ya? Haha, that's right. I've returned. It wasn't easy tracking you through time and space, but I'll end you once and for all. Who are you? Huh? You don't remember me? It is I, your arch nemesis, Leia, the infamous Beam Master. You think you're so clever, always coming in to ruin my day, but I'm getting smarter. You won't beat me this time, betcha. Okay, well, Mr. Infamous Beam Master, how do you like lasers? Not cool, dude. You can't even imagine how awkward it is to keep asking the rebel commander for more of these ships. You have no idea what it's like to keep dying over and over and having to start all over again with a new ship each time. Leia warps away. Got some news for you, boyo. I am not the most competent of military commanders, so I might be familiar with that concept. Just an automated drone. Oh, they got a missile launcher. And we can salvage a bunch of stuff. Before you even time to react, a foreign vessel comes barreling towards you. You've never seen or heard from the ship. You've never seen or heard of a ship like this. What you don't have time to question is you get ready for a fight. It's pink. Some last minute repairs. Repairing 1 for 4. Okay, so it's a little bit worse. Okay, what are these things? A siren has no direct attack, but drains the health of all enemies in the room and is immune to mind control. Oh boy! Oh, good name. Oh, nice one. Let me look around. I was trying to shield this thing down. Oh, goodness. Okay, where do you? Oh, no, Josh, you're on our team. Guys, you do what I do. Everybody, back in good place. Let's try to get see if it comes. Looks like friendly. One more. Go. Okay, Mr. Weird Ship. We've been dealt with. Now. Perfect. A store, a mantis store. We'll go ahead and hit up this last ship before we do. Those ships have good money. No, we'll just get some money from it. Distress signal store. We probably want to visit that later. So let's visit this store for now and probably jump around and hit the Mantis store afterwards. Mantis crew is hunkered down in the abdomen of a long-dead space whale. The only way presumably for it to operate is the black market trade without detection. Let's approach. You approach met by a curious Mantis ship. Federation, come to shut down. Refusal. Nope, we're just here to shop. Lying, I know it's of you. For you earn this disembowelment. Saved us time and teleported back right before they were destroyed. Unfortunately, we do not get access to... Okay, so it's gonna be... Out of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yep, just go slow and steady, taking the long route. Got plenty of fuel after our early troubles. Our rogue ship full of engineers is under fire from a pirate vessel asking us to save them. Sure. Got him. And we saved Frederick, who's decent on shields. How's our current shield lady doing? Zinzin, very badly. So Zinzin, you are now on doors. You are now on shields, Frederick. And Josh, welcome to the Murder Brigade, Mr. Engineer. I guess you could also be the Repair Brigade. I just like the name Murder Brigade. It sounds so much more enthusiastic. No, we're not going to pay your toll. Oh, very soon. Okay. Offering fuel, 25. Yeah, I'll accept your surrender. Okay. Oh, this is going much faster than I thought it was going to, so we're going to have to go the risky path. Attack the ship to get the platform. Okay. Salvaging some stuff. Distress signal in a store. We will rescue the store from this automated ship. Sad times. Rescued them, so they will help us out immensely. I got a bunch of people that we can't buy because there's human engineers we can't buy. Gonna repair our ship. I will buy just a few more bits of fuel so we don't have to worry about it going forward. And then we'll upgrade our shields. Also gonna buy one more power bar just so we can put it into here. Get a little bit more dodge chance. An auto ship is stationed here. It does not turn hostile when it knows you. Greeting, tourist. I am Lorekeeper, an automated ship tasked with keeping a full history of glorious rebellion and all its brilliant victories and rare defeats. A reward awaits those who listen to it, to our 100% accurate historical retelling. Oh god. Got some ventilation, but I did just zone out. I'm not listening to that. Life support now prioritizes your crew refilling oxygen 65% faster in rooms where crew are present. For oxygen to be powered in scales of power. Okay. That's cool. Might sell that later if I don't need it. But, provides me something. I can explore. Wait and steal supplies from civilians. I'll just attack the rebels. Steal supplies from the civilians, or we'll leave them alone. Don't really need what they have. Gathering quarter or Argid space? Ooh, got an achievement. Just getting started. Unlocking the Federation Cruiser Slot A. You've entered hyperspace. Smile concerning smashing a planet crosses your mind, but you figured some sort of security system must be in place to prevent that. Hopefully. Okay, so Gathering Center is an Orchid sector. The Orchid Gathering. They're a peaceful race looking for you. They specialize in the kernel weaponry, making them powerful enemies. So be glad that the planets will rarely attack you without first. They don't approve violent battle of civil war, but they've taken efforts to aid the Federation where possible. Luckily, we have an Orchid crew member who can request assistance from these guys. I'm thinking this jump right here will give us a lot of vision, and will tell us kind of what we want to know. But that one, I think we'll start here. We'll go to the second jump afterwards. Rangers picked up some refugees. Fortunately, it's a trap. As always, this kind of thing. Contact the refugee ship that was having some problems. Okay, got more upgrades we can take. So that's gonna be a lot. I think we'll do it. Distress signal. I think we jumped here. I want to have the opportunity to investigate this distress signal. Good outpost not too far away. You don't see any ships in need. It take long to find the true origin of distress. Damaged beacon. 2 ships, an Orchid, and a Rebel. It appears the rebels have overtaken the Orchid ship, which is trying to return to the outpost hostage. The ship relay that has been damaged beyond repair. Last point of the fight, we're going to shoot them now. Take us back to the stronghold or make a big display. Luckily, with their upgraded weapons, we can easily stop them. Get a charge kernel gun. Just not consuming anything, making everything simple and easy. The charge time is not great, but I think we're good. We don't need anything, so we'll see what they're offering. Do you have anything of value? No, I think we're good. What we will do, though, is run a salvage mission. There is a ship, a private ship that didn't turn. We'll just scrap the hull. Ooh, a beam. Just keep jumping around. An armed Zoltan ship greets you. Our vessel is on a diplomatic mission to Orchid Worlds. Would you like to hire you to go ahead of us and offer a small gift to one of the nearby Orchid colonies to herald our arrival? Sure, I'll deliver it. Where is it? Oh, it's way over there. Let's make a beeline. You arrive, someone with an MV ship is jumping nearby. You have to help me. No matter where I go, people calling me a renegade. How do they know? My name is Dan. I work in real estate. I just wanted this ship, give this ship a test bed. Now everybody wants to kill me. And I want to kill everybody. Something's gone terribly wrong. Give me our money or die. Well now, Dan, you are, against all things, accept their surrender. For 54 scrap? I'll take it. It's gonna be the same. Oh no, because this is one less jump. So we're gonna. I would go to the distress, but the one less jump means that we might have to do it. Offer them a position of your crew. You encounter a giant Orchid passenger ship with a military escort. One of the passengers says, "Please take me. I can work. I've stolen a shuttle." No, thank you. Okay. Well, install an internal upgrade. Let's get our weapons upgraded. Since we have the money to do that, I forgot about that was something we could do. Since we're a mainly weapon-based ship, it just gives us decreased cooldowns. Looks like about a second for each of them. which is a nice thing. A store, we have no money. But we do have a quest over there that's going to make us jump there and jump back. So let's see what's in here in the meantime. An unarmed Orchid vessel is trying to flee from a ship with the markings of a space pirate that is chasing behind. Let's go ahead and help them. Oh, that is a very big space pirate ship. You fire a warning shot. Alright, ship, change direction to face you. This ship is even bigger. Let's loot this one instead. The Orchid vessel stops far beyond firing distance to watch the battle. Let's get going. And we got them. Didn't think I took any damage on that as well. The Orchid ship charges FTL job and jumped away. You bastard. That's what I get for being nice. Maybe if I wasn't known for helping out or buying from slavers and interacting with them positively, it may be maybe not as bad. I will deliver the scripture. Use your hand over the statue, it begins to vibrate with power and to be graphically displayed. You will regret having sided with the Federation, filthy weed freaks. Glory to the rebellion. It then immediately explodes. Oh. Well. You'd think we would have had someone check that before we just handed it over. We've got some really capable engineers, maybe performed a scan. I don't know about you, but if I'm delivering a gift, I generally like to know what it is. Orchid ship's willing to turn, hoping that we'll turn our weapon offline. I'll accept your offer, mainly because I am, port friendly to your nation. Really sad about that quest. It was just a detriment. I'll do nothing for now, and we'll just head to the exit. We'll explore here. An asteroid field. We'll explore it and get some fuel. Union Core Worlds. Nice. You've entered hyperspeed. It's an interesting life as a civilian never leaves their home planet. Tough choice for sure. The life of a traveler is one you'd never pass up. Union Horde World is medium-low threat. It's also home to Earth, the home world of mankind, heavily protected by the militia. There's no place to play villain unless you're willing to suffer the consequences. Despite this, in recent times, a mysterious pirate faction known as the Brood have begun to terrorize Union settlements abroad. Keep a lookout for these elusive pirates. There might be a reward if you take them down. Sure, I'll undergo an inspection. Yeah, no problems. Got a merchant down there. Probably begin heading that way. With an NV job is jumping. No, we'll take on a fight. Massive cruiser of Engi design appears to be made out of various parts from different styles of ships, an amalgam unlike anything you've ever seen. Oh, hey. Okay, so you two, back here. Probably more shields, back cameras. Back shields. You come in this room. Look in. No. You're about to close the doors. You can go out. And we got him. You come out here. You go in the here. You go here. You. I'm surprised to find that special drone amongst the wreckage. You've never seen a drone like this. You assume it's a custom model made by the renegades themselves. Oh, sounds good. It's a good thing to have. Oh my goodness. Special weapon in a high threat level. Looks like 2 beam weapons and a couple of lasers. We'll fight. We'll fight. Do a little bit of repair work. With that, we have taken care of them. And another renegade defeated. Despite a special weapon amongst the wreckage. You've never seen one like it before, so you assume it's custom made. Close all doors. We need a merchant. So let us jump down here and start just heading towards that guy as fast as possible, because we can't carry anything else. As customary in Union Space, several corporation advertisements from nearby planets play over your radio. You listen to them as you idly browse nearby ships, gazing at various antique vessels. One particular catches your eye. A Kestrel, seemingly in working order. You don't look at it very long, but the advertisement catches your eye. D-Way Owl, CEO of Archive Incorporated, has an outgoing request for any capable mercenary vessel. It seems that the shipyards are in fact owned by the Archive, and it's not difficult to get in touch with the corresponding who passes you to the Dewey directly. Renegades, I've experience with your types. Before we begin, I would like to make it clear that while I am CEO of Archive Incorporated, in this request, I am not talking on behalf of the company in any way. It would be a bad PR to get involved with more interdimensional renegades after the disaster of Rusting Hulk's incident. We hope you understand. Well, what is the incident? There it is if you want to read it. As customary, several corporations, blah blah blah. See what the offer is. We do. Ah, good. Don't worry. We aren't skirting the union laws or anything. I just want backlash from personal affair. As you may or may not already know, Archive specialism, well, archival of antique terra, or as you know it, old Earth technology and culture. This matter concerns one of our most prized antiques, a 23rd century Kasparov, the first FTL-capable ship produced by humankind. Originally made to transport passengers to and from Tau Ceti. A remarkable achievement, but she has been stolen by pirates. I can't gather why. Sure, she marked a new age in exploration discovery. Why would pirates such outdated piece of technology? Sell it? But to who? Plenty of Kasparovs were made. The Perspicular model was of no interest to anyone beyond an avid historian or ship enthusiast like me. Never the matter. My request? Hunt down those thieves. Secure the Kasparov? I haven't in mind any particular reward, but I'm sure we can work something out. Name your price. What about the old Kestrel? Huh? That old thing? Oh, I most certainly part with it. I just purchased one of them when I saw a sudden resurgence in the popularity at the end of the Civil War. Now it seems that everybody has one. Good deal, then. One thing, I've programmed the coordinates space part into my assistant Godwin. He's just a machine, not a personable one at that. But it'll be sufficient, useful in combat. Best of luck, Captain. Godspeed. Well, we need you. And so we're just gonna get rid of our least valuable thing here. I guess we're getting rid of our Lucerne. Yep. At this point, I will switch out Momo for the Colonel. Because I have... Oh, store. Go to the store. See his wares. Do we have... I think we're gonna buy the drone controller. Do that. And we'll just fix everything we have. Sell the Colonel. Sell the toggle flak. Put that there. Check our ship. Drone controller. To get access to the Trinity, we need 3. And it would take 30... I think we're also going to buy the cloaking while we're here. Oh, we don't have enough power. I guess we are going to be purchasing a bunch of power with our next bet of money. Go ahead and power that down and get the missile launcher up. On to the thieves we go. We've tracked down the pirates at Ghana's coordinates. Seems it's a brood ship. You've heard little about these, but you suspect that D-Way intentionally left the detail about this job offer out. Here's some lore, should you choose to read it. But I'm perfectly fine with fighting these brood members. You need these guys to surrender to find the location of Kasparov, and try not to kill them. Stop! You've caused enough damage. What do you want to know? Where is Kasparov? That stupid ring ship? It was sent by the archive, weren't you? We don't have it anymore. We were contacted to steal it for another collector. Who? I'm not saying. Oh wait, you can literally kill me right now. Okay, fair game. We're hired by Tanaka, CEO of Hephaestus. I'm sure you've heard of him. He heard the archive has his big fancy ship, or the Molotov, or whatever. He wanted us to know he was stealing it though, so he hired us to do it. I've told you everything. Now let us go. Who is this guy? Here you go. Some lore for you. One last thing. Where is it now? It's nearby Hephaestus Shipyards. Where is the Hephaestus Shipyards? Down there. I have to go through this merchant to get to him. Don't have anything we can buy, but we can sell some missiles. Anything to sell? No. No, I'm good. You were suspicious of a trick at first, but it's definitely the right location. In the distance you can see what is definitely the Kasparov, a small Hephaestus depot nearby which the Kasparov is being inspected by. Get some radio chatter between the ships. Yeah, boss says we gotta bring that Sharkov thing to Mr. Tanaka's collection. God knows breaking this thing down is gonna suck. When we screw up, he's probably gonna sell us to Tickle. Make sure there isn't a scratch on it. We're gonna demand they give it back. What? Who the hell are you? Why are you here? What are you with, Ivanov? It's Kasparov. Yeah. Maganov. You're one of them MV people. With the fancy blue chemtrails or whatever. Archive sent you, didn't they? Look, buddy, I don't care one bit about the alms beef with Mr. Tanaka. But Tanaka's the one who pays. The man who pays the man who pays the man who pays the man who pays me. So I ain't giving up the Shirov thing without a fight. Hear me? Well, if it's fight you want. Crap, we actually doing this? I should have known not to mention combat in front of a mercenary. Okay. Let's get ready to murder. And we got him down. Nice and easy. Seems Hephaestus staff weren't kidding. They'd rather fight to the death than face the wrath of their boss. Most of the other ships were automated construction drones. Depot skeleton crew surrender, allowing you to serve in a contact D-Way. Incredible! I shall see to it that your efforts do not go unpaid. I shall look forward to the orchestral blueprints immediately. Oh, and if you still have Ghana on you, feel free to keep him. He's better suited to military vessel anyway. Before you go, who would end up being the culprit? Hideo Tanaka hired the pirates to steal your ship for his collection. That old Mr. Bucket. I should have known. Hideo takes whatever he wants from anyone he wants, even the fellow Union Megacorp. Well, as grandfather would say, grandfather didn't say much. He mostly just talked about satellites. Anyway, I have to thank you for your service. Best of luck on the rest of your mission. Thank you for your assistance. Gonna upgrade our spending by 2, so we can... It's actually putting even one more into it, so we can get this here. Oh, nope. We need one more. Because now, we can get Trinity up. Operational or AMP, depending on what we choose. And now we're probably just going to skirt around and jump towards the exit. A civilian shuttle, severely damaged from a hull breach, desperately hails you. They explain that they barely managed to escape pirates. They need to transfer the crew over to a different ship. Sure, we'll help you. When they let us scrap their old... Nice. Good times all around. I was hesitant to allow them to come aboard because of the chance that they were just going to try and murder us. But, nice and safe here. Okay. Jump into this ship next. Oh, good heavens. That's a Federation renegade. If we turn their location to the rebels, we'll be rich. Wait, did I say that on open comms? The nearby civilian ship mutes themselves and immediately activates their engine. Luckily, we can pretend to be an undercover rebel spy. And we get Kirby in exchange, who is a very skilled man. Just a normal human. Unfortunately for you, you have no skills that are worth having for us, because Cubbin, I like our current crew better than you, is the main reason. Is there weapon? Yeah. So, no for you. So 1, 2, okay, I'll jump to here, then jump to the stress, then jump to the exit. You look for like a Multiverse. We're trying to get back to our homeworlds. An engineer by trade, we can improve your reactor if you have any extra supplies. Sure. Nice. Got some energy back. Jump to the distress and jump to the exit. You find a number of ships fleeing from a small space station. A number of militia vessels have been deployed around the area. One of them should hail you. Civilian, this system is restricted. We must request that you leave immediately. You're no civilian ship? What's the issue? A Federation military vessel, my bad. This station has been infected with some kind of weird giant alien spiders. Think you can clear the station of the infection without causing too much damage? No. No, I cannot. I have no way of jumping aboard. So my only way of, yeah. I guess I could try and send over my, my drone, but I haven't installed them, so I can't switch over in the middle of a fight. Let's explore around. I don't want to worry. Let's run a salvage mission, and we'll just scrap the hull. Don't want to risk any of my people because I like my people. Theocracy Badlands or Harmony Core World. Both of them have exclamation point. I'm not sure what that means. I assume some sort of event. I'll go to the Theocracy Badlands. Traveled in hyperspeed. Okay, the Badlands. Rock outcasts are in control. Location of interest is Turbine. Badlands have become desolated. Population outcast society. A little in the way. An outcast guard approaches. I suppose it will be very unlike the Theocracy to send a renegade to do their dirty work. Perhaps you caught the word that Theocracy's plot. We dare not venture out of the sanctuary, so we cannot be certain if the Inquisition fleet approaches. We know as much as you do, friend. And then also, we're just going to be performing a task. Let's run some salvage. Oh, and I didn't mean to send my crew out. But, Turbine is up here, so we're gonna hop up there and then hop on down back. A bright slug hails you, a fat cigar in his mouth, but he perks up when he sees you. Stranger! Why, hello there! Have you come to trade? Yeah, but first we're gonna sell some ammunition. We don't need our missiles. Stranger. Surely no useful garbage on some ship. I think we're good on this, friend. And I don't particularly want to pay your toll. No. No, you can just die. It was 47 instead. Okay, what is a turbine? Before you get a grand spectacle, a giant sprawling city. So tall it blocks out the sun. Massive bridges span artificial ravines. The walls lined with storefronts. Half of the city seems to resemble a traditional rock architecture, but many connected segments are only half completed and seem to have cobbled together out of some scrap metal. This is Turbine, one of the largest centers for trade, commerce, and culture in the modern galaxy. Created ironically from the former site of the Hersulic Church, an Inquisition stronghold. Let's stop on by. Fly through the city, taking in truly how massive it is. Remember how much of the smaller outpost villages you've seen. As a newcomer and renegade, you are welcomed warmly. Your time in the city is a pleasant ride. You meet a humble Aquarian fisherman who convinces you to try a sample of exotic octopus. An exceptionally elderly orchid chieftain who crafts dream catchers in his own twigs. He even shared an awkward encounter with a very drunken ex-rebel who claimed to be Admiral Vance's long-lost brother. He buys you 3 rounds of drinks before passing out. You find an incredible number of stores selling military supplies with an incredible variety of items to choose from. So we'll check out their guns. A Vulcan. That's a good gun. Starts off really slow, but then it gets really fast. So I'll do that. And then we can upgrade our weapons system. Also, I'm going to sell gun. No, I can sell whichever gun I replace. I'm going to replace the burst. And not store ship. Upgrade our power. Gonna have to get rid of the Momos at the moment. But with that, we are able to power the Vulcan. As you begin to leave, you catch sight of a shooting star in the distant sky. Quite strange, considering it's not nighttime. Then it dawns on you what this must be. Take cover as a missile barrage strike down as one of the nearby towers, send it crashing to the ground. The attack is under a flurry of more missile strikes, and the Theater Coalition begin to jump in. The city is under attack. Let's try and help out. You save the Federation. What good is it if you abandon everybody else in your path in doing so? You can pull out several civilians from your path and clear debris, but after a missile strike almost costs you your life, you realize it's time to stay on the surface. Any longer, you'll die. Fortunately, a strangely dressed rockman comes in warm clothes to follow you. Come with me, quickly. We must get to the sewers. They'll be straight from the bombardment there. Trekking the sewers in silence with your crew, following the rockman and his lantern through the labyrinth beneath the streets. Eventually, he breaks his silence. You are very noble to stay and help these people. There are few who would. Come. Now much further until we reach Sanctuary. To return word, not only a few turns later, you arrive at a cruelly constructed door. Would you slide out of the way? A repugnant smell assaults your senses as you stifle the urge to gag. Take a seat next to the sleeping outcast. People in the room pay you little attention, but your companion draws many nasty looks. Turns out you are a bad omen, Argo. We were warned of your curse. Now look where we are. We should never give you asylum, spits a female mantis with a blood-soaked bandana over her left eye. The insult is met by a murmur of agreement by the rest of the room, who turn their backs to Argo. In defeat, he stumbles over to where you are. Why is everybody mad at you? Argo sighs and stumps back, pulling a canteen from his belt and taking a sip. Not long ago, I was nothing but the highest graces of theocracy. My father sat at the table of victors when the elders divided the Rock Crystal Empire and seized power. He denied the place as an elder. He warned me that the elders would not be kind to our heritage unless we continued to prove our loyalty. I was served as a Crystalline priest for many years before I married my wife, Erie. Together we had 2 children, a son and a daughter. We both know that neither of our lives would be easy, but we tried as hard as possible to place them in positions of security. Our son was sent to the Inquisition to be trained as a crusader. Our daughter was promised a hand in marriage with Taroda, the head elder. But she was a young child at the time. What exactly were we to do? The Rock people hated us. They saw us as exactly what we are. My daughter hated me too. Then one day she simply vanished from her room, and Torda's palace along with her brother. Torda was furious. He blamed me because no one else was to blame. I was exiled from the theocracy and abandoned by my wife, who chose to pledge herself to Torda instead. With nowhere to go, I traveled to the Badlands, where I found Turban. The outcasts who lived here hated me, but I was able to survive by proving my usefulness as a guide to the unexplored halls and the buildings. I had helped planning for the original construction of Turban before it was abandoned, you see. After the outcasts had established it full control, I was allowed to stay, then began to call me the Cursed One, a homeless prophet who wandered the streets, who claimed that I would bring destruction to this place. And here we are. I suppose Argo falls silent, staring at the floor. Well, there's a palpable feeling of unease in the room, but every attempt to break free, the tension goes nowhere. The silence can hear in the distance, sounds violent shaking, and the bombardment of the city above continues without relenting. At this rate, nothing will be left. Hours pass, and you're certain that the fleet is making progress with your location. Argo begins to hum a tune, some old rock folk song, but he's interrupted by an announcement over the old radio. Attention to those who remain. Return to the surface and surrender yourselves. Those who have been taking refuge in the sewers or ravines will be quickly snuffed out. You remotely check your ship's radar and see the concerningly large new blip appear. The Theocracy seems to have developed a new cruiser, special of some kind. I will stay and protect this place. Themes, despite the silence, Socracy has unanimously decided to stand together. Socracy's search parties draw near, the door to the room violently torn, single gun hinges, and you find your face on the floor to your head. As you find your face on the floor with the gun to your head, barely any sort of fight is put up, as Socracy outnumbers your group almost by another 10 soldiers. You're drawn to the surface where your city is little more than rubble. Socracy transport team splits you and your crew off from the others, heading to the coalition from the side. During the transfer, however, Argo breaks free from his restraints, takes down one of the cruisers. In a blind panic, your crew escapes and makes it back to your ship. The survivors draw up arms and begin to battle against the Socracy ground troops. You trust them to hold their own this time. Won't stand a chance unless you take down the cruiser. Having a choice, locked onto your vessel. I'm ready. Intruders detected. I can help me place and said, power away. How long is it when you stop? Okay, I got shields. Okay, down the pipe, answer you, hear that. Okay, I think you're up. I'll start focusing on there. And we got him down. A little bit of damage on our part, not the end of the world. Coalition cruiser has been defeated. There's little reason to worry at the wreckage. Turbin's already at its worst. And we unlocked a cruiser by completing a quest. The theme's Socracy mission is complete. Even if some have survived, most of the ships have jumped away. Invisibly, survivors managed to scrape together through a firefight. Among this Argo carrying a bloodified staff, typically carried by priests, such as he's used to. I'm in no way qualified to speak in such matters, but I think it goes without saying, we the people of Turbin thank you. We outcasts never expected the Federation to aid us in such a way. Assuming it survived the bombardment, you should have found a rock cruiser on the landing pads out the city. It belonged to me. I want you to have it. I must stay here and help repair the city. Turbin will once again stand. I am certain of it. Oh, well, we can sell this gun while we're here. And we're never going to use you, Donna, so I'm sorry, but you're going to go. That will allow us to upgrade our power. Do we need to upgrade power? We need to upgrade weapons. And power. So that we can get our Momus back up. And how much more power can we supply? Only one more. So I think we're going to get Trinity 1 and Amp. Our Amp is going to go into just destroying everything, but also defense. Now we need to start jumping toward the exit as fast as possible. Fun little side adventure that was. A nearby moon appears to have a village of small outcasts protected shield. Surely this thing must take a lot of power to keep running, otherwise the shield doesn't have much means of protection. Well, let's destroy it. Morning, let's break through the defenses. Several strike even strike the building nearby. The outcasts begin to evacuate, allowing you enough time to land and secure the power source. Let's install it into our reactor. Or our shield system. I was hoping that would allow us to do it even though it's maxed out, but it did not. There's a strange yellow-colored crystal vessel is nearby. Clearly, the origin of the crystal is sus call. Well, let's investigate. On your screen appears to be a lavish crystal painting of a crystal painted gold sitting upon a giant chair. Ah, so someone has finally responded. You foreigners are quite... never mind. Salutations. I am Sir Rowan Argo, standing foreign ambassador of the Great Crystalline Empire. Must have been sent here by Her Majesty Empress Dalish Crystal. What a mouthful of names, yes. I understand you foreigners just love to share your names with all you meet. Strange. Oh. But please take no offense. Oh, none taken. Wonderful. If you wish, you may call me Ruin. My name, after all. You foreigners do call each other by your first names, right? I'm getting so confused with all these Mr., Mrs., and doctors and whatnot. Ruin glances at his forearm where an ornate digital watch sits upon his wrist and projects time into the air. Yes, sorry. The scout's crypt knows I've got carried away with my ramblings again. Where was I? Yes. I've been sent here by Empress Danash with an important diplomatic mission to recover a sacred object. Very boring political stuff, you wouldn't care much about it. What you might care about is a job offer. I'm in need of an escort, you see. My ship is fairly poorly armed. Our ship's, how to put it, ready to put the fecal matter back up those rectums of those who stand in our path. I think you know, whatever it is you foreigners say, really. Sure. Good, because I do not like saying that once. I will use it more often. Anyway, you look like an expert of fecal matter putting upper. With this small down payment now and a large reward upon our arrival, I request you deliver me and my crew to an arranged meeting point with Lost Sun Admiral, as long as it is not too much of a burden on you. Sure. Truly wonderful. You foreigners are so kind. I wish my people acted in such manners, but we keep to ourselves so often, I think many of us have forgotten what generosity even means. That's beside the matter. I've sent the coordinates. Just clear the path and we'll be right behind you. Try not to commit too many war crimes in our presence. But really, no, please don't commit any war crimes. Okay. Yeah, we can make it. It's not out of our way at all. A meat portal opens nearby and a bright green auto ship exits. Well, golly, I'm Callie the Calculator. You must be student name here. I'm so excited to be your teacher at school name here. Let's begin. What's 4 times 4? 16. Correct. OMG. Good job, student name here. Now the next question. What's 2 plus 2 plus 2? 6. Yay! You're doing amazing. Next question. 404. Fatal error. Question invalid. Obviously, it's going to be 3. Well, good. What will rebellion do with people like you? You need to learn your math better. Student name. We're ready to prepare for combat. What do you want to do? They don't have hacking. But I think we're just going to do nothing and kill them. For a brief moment, Callie stops firing. The next problem. What's the absolute value of negative 12? That'd be 12. Good job, student name. That's correct. My apologies, Mr. Wentworth. I failed you. Unfortunately, student name is simply far too stupid to teach, and now I die. It seems in the wreck of Callie contains a special modified weapon which you bring aboard. The Adder. I get it. I get it. Tony's store is where we can jump to next. Might as well do that because we've got some money going. Oh, sorry, the game audio is really loud. Give me just a second, I'll adjust the audio for now and then head into the settings in just a moment. The bright colors and simple yet unrecognizable logo of a nearby store brings back memory. The infamous brand of Tony's is known for a lot of things, some good, some bad, some bizarre. A lot of strange myths centered around its founder, Tony Sr. From his involvement in the Mafia to the dark past with the Bar. You have no idea if any of these are true, but their stores are known to be quality merchandise, which you can find if you take a look. Let's take a look. Just a generic charge weapon and an anti-hull weapon. Well, don't need any of that. We'll take a look and see if we can upgrade anything left on our ship. Probably just upgrade the cloaking one final time. And then jump to this meeting point. And hopefully the man doesn't betray us like the previous one. You arrive at your destination. Ruin provides you. Moments later, the crystal arrives, jubilant as ever. We meet again. You have my thanks, Captain. As promised, here's your reward. Now, if you don't mind, I must hurry to my meeting. Idtakula. Sorry, that's goodbye in my native tongue. Apologies. I will love to stay and watch it covertly. As you watch, Ruin approaches a strange-colored rock vessel. It seems to be a paladin, a very rare and dangerous sediment of Inquisition, usually tasked in protecting very important clergy members. Based on a recent conversation on your eavesdropping it, Ruin seems to be equally confused. Pardon me. I believe I was expecting Admiral Odin's envoy to be here. I didn't believe I had any business with the theocracy today. Fully armored Brockman barely moved when he speaks to Ruin in a bitter voice. The traitors whom you were sent to negotiate with have been apprehended by the theocracy. The Lost Sons are criminals, and it reflects poorly on your empire when you come into the theocracy territory and begin to make talks of peace with the enemies of the elders. There shall be harsh consequences for your actions. Ruin gulps nervously. He shifts uncomfortable in his crystalline chair. Haha, surely you are joking, yes? The Lost Sons are your enemies, but it is not though the Empire are looking to draw arms against the Elders. We merely wish to settle this ongoing feud between SSLG and the Lost Sun forces for occupancy of the Badlands. That's all. No need for hostility. The Rockman squints, his gaze firmly focused on Ruin. Do not lie to me. We've already interrogated the criminals for the reasons of your meeting. You wish to assist them in their attacks on Newman 5, in return for gaining access to the Waystone device that you wish to rob from us. These are acts of war. The theocracy might be involved in many other conflicts at the moment, but do not think we take kindly to such insult. Suddenly, the weapon springs from the hull of the rock ship. They're going to attack Ruin. I will interfere. You won't stand for this. Raise the weapon and engage the Paladin ship. Do they have any hacking systems? They do not. In which case, just taking a look, they have teleporters. We're going to be doing some fighting. So let's do nothing and get everything powered and ready to fire. Yeah, that Vulcan rifle is pretty amazing. Paladin Muscle has been defeated. Spanish will on a scrap is taken behind. It seems Rowan's substantial defense protected him from any major damage during the fight, unlocking his new ship. He's still quite shaken. By the Emperor's, oh dear, had it not been for you, I doubt I would have been standing here. It would be a great tradition for me to not extend an even greater reward, as thanks for you and your Federation. Though my initial diplomatic mission here has failed, perhaps we can achieve a new ground mission instead. Okay, now, it seems little point in keeping past pretenses, so let me begin. I need not waste your time, a historical mumbo, and the short Empire has been so tolerant of the SSLG's more radical movements as the Empire sees great benefit to keeping the access to the theocracy grounds. We seek access to the Waystone, a device originally used to seal our homeworlds across the galaxy. At first, we hoped the Lost Sons might retrieve it for us in exchange for more dedicated support. Now it seems those plans have faltered. Now I must do it alone. It will be perilous. I wonder if you might take up the task. We are full, but he does seem to be good. So I will accept you. We'll just proceed to the Crystal Origin. You're the Crystal Homeworld, and already you have seen the aftermath of brutal invasion of tourists and pioneers, a skeleton of crystal structure of the surface. This questline is in a transitional period. Certain elements of dialogue might not make sense. We return later. Okay, so Ruin explains to you the situation. The item you're looking for is the old Kisei woman, activated, shut down from the old Waystone. Back up, so that they can activate the new Waystones they're constructing. Transfer the coordinate to your ship. I've never seen a vessel like this, but moves closer, you see the hail from the Rockman design. We're gonna try and reason with the cultists. Oh, Great Amber, you're one of those who pays for the infrastructure for this sector? Okay, first off, oh, Ruin is amazing. I assume Justin would be willing to give up his place in the crew for him. Oh, wait, no, you are a murder man. It's gotta be Magmar or Chubbin. Magmar is one of the OGs. I can't dismiss the OG, so I'll dismiss Justin. Hadric, however, it's a devoted member, follower of the Eternal... Oh, I gotta bring him, mostly because I think something's going to happen having him around. So I think Magmar, it's finally your time to go. Just because Chubbin is slightly more useful. Okay, so we need to find the key. Do we have anything we can spend our money on? Probably. We can install an internal upgrade. Let's get the weapons upgraded. Upgrade their performance. Shield upgrade. Press 3 fuel, we can do that. Drone control cloaking. Get level 3 cloaking. We don't have the power for that, I don't think. Do we? No, we do not. Oh, what we can do is upgrade our doors and sensors. I think doing that, so if our guy comes off cameras, we can still see them. Probably worth it. And then for this, going back to our ship. Combat damage, no. Repair speed is increased. Sure. That's worth it. We'll go fight a ship. I feel much more confident fighting a ship than just a random event. I see strange green cultists. With a morbid logo preventing the other cultists from... Come, brothers. We now believe the Grand Priest was just lies. Come, join us. Drink the ceremonial. Definitely not poisoned space juice. It's your life. You can do what you want. Let's go ahead and run a salvage mission. And we'll just scrap the hull. Don't want to waste a bunch of time jumping around. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be encountering here, so let's look at this key. There's a massive church. She's infused to wide, so we should enter and see what's important. You enter the church to find a rockman clad in red robes, preaching to the crowd of cultists. In the middle of a sermon, however, and probably won't appreciate interruption. However, from the looks of it, it doesn't seem to be winding down anytime soon. We'll sneak around. Shrine or storage? I think shrine is more important. Key. Well, we're breaking the glass. So on a Vorging group, several other cultists running towards the massive cruiser. It looks like they're carrying the key with them. Attack! We need that key. It does not look mindful. And if I their shields, I'm that. Here to the doors. I get in. Wait up. You. They won't survive long. We'll demand their surrender. We'll never surrender. Go to hell. Fortunately, I don't believe we're gonna get the key. Key was destroyed along with the carrot. Yeah. I'm annoyed. So now we can't do this quest. Well, it happens sometimes. You don't always know the most optimal solution when you're first playing through a game. So, did what I thought was necessary, but, you know, cultists are very adamant about their things. Let's install an internal upgrade. Onboard tech. Wanted to do the defensive scrambler. We're ready to jump. I think we're just gonna kind of fiddle about around here. Call it a day. This, things, and I will negotiate a better surrender because we have crystalline crew. Okay. Just continue to jump around. The quest in this sector is done and gone because we failed. Help the rebels or help the cultists? We're gonna help the cultists. No hacking on their system, so we will just fire away. Nice and simple. Contact the cultists and they say, piss off. Sounds like most people I interact with. Sad day for me. Nearby crystal appears to be under attack. Let's save them. Ooh, they do have hacking, so we'll activate it. Disable's enemy hacking. Once that Vulcan gets rolling, it is... Ekman, I'm sorry, but I've got no place for you here. I'm sorry. But we'll jump. I mean, we got so much time, so might as well just keep exploring this region, gather as many resources as we can. Two cultists appear to be in an argument. You can't tell what. Moving closer. I'm telling you, it's Amber, not Ember. Look here, right at Rebirth 15:6. No, that's a typo. You think we have gone through such trouble to name ourselves the Coals of Eternal Ember? It was actually meant to be amber. Ha! A typo, you say? It's clear that we are meant to be amber. Look at our Grand Prix ship. It's the color of amber. You're a fool. Amber is not red. Amber is orange. You must be colorblind, you idiot. You listen to cultists argue back and forth for a while longer, fascinated by the conversation. However, as long as they notice you. Gah! How long have you been listening? Bah, never mind. Surely you heard both of our points, so tell us, what do you think is correct? It's gotta be Ember. Second cultist pouts and complains that your voice has no say in the matter. The other ship doesn't care. They thank you for helping take their side and give you some supplies. Yeah, obviously. What else can we upgrade? I guess our subsystems. Max them out. Now we have the super duper doors. You expect a warm welcome protests, but perhaps the ships here seem particularly aggressive. Perhaps the religion requires them to be rude. No hacking. Shields. Get a performance upgrade. Let's do it. I think both of those are worthwhile. Stimulants. Limited by power group. Extra movement speed. Yeah, sure. We'll head to the distress and just jump up around the eastern part of the sector. Crystal ship hails you. We'll save them. There. I think the Momo is definitely one of my more favorite guns. It allowed me to get a lot of extra scrap by not using the missiles, but it still allowed me good piercing. Let's just keep jumping around. Got nothing I need. Several pirates remains of a crystalline settlement. Let's attack them. We got a fancy gun. Perfect. Okay. Onboard lab. I mean, you might as well. Move slower but gain resistance to fire. Sure. He shouldn't ever be moving out of that room. Rockman. I'll get Unbreaking Faith. And, sure. I'll get that as well. So, a couple more jumps and then we'll be out of this sector. Beacon Coulter's transport. Likely carrying some special tech. I would like said special tech. Nice and simple. Okay, got a bunch of scrap. No weapon though. Thought I was promised a new weapon. So that's one, and then the time after that it'll be there. So I think now is when we have to make our escape. Everyone looks. You had one task. I suppose, blah, blah, blah. One last favor to ask. Never return to our sectors. Oh, we lost Ruin. No! Your hyperspace takes months for it to be ready. Okay. Please scan, you're allowed to enter the beacon without issues. So you're the multiverse ship I've heard of. Come a long way. I only paid off. Request repairs, request fuel, request additional crew. Something aboard. Let's repair the hull. Don't use drone parts, but we can use a small amount of scrap and heal up. Okay, you are a medic, I guess, just by looking at you. A human soldier. What is combat damage? Well, if I'm going to lose my fighter, the least I can do is gain a replacement person who could fight. Okay, where is... Oh, down here. So I think we're just gonna... I don't have access to repair... No repair nodules is a single jump away. So it's gonna go there and then jump. Probably there and then jump. So here, 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 and then there. So one... Wait, jump. Wait, jump. Okay, so we'll meet him here if we take this path. And we can really go at him either way. Greetings, Captain. Is an honor to serve beside the Federation. Want to know your vital... Us to repair your hull? No. We're good. Let's get jumping over. Odds are we're going to be encountering a battle. Nope. Let's jump to the base. Gave a bunch of stuff. Okay, what else can we upgrade to make ourselves slightly stronger? 1, 2, 3, into that. Goes the possibility, if we don't have access to our drones, to pump it into engines. And now let's fight this final boss and see what changes have been made to it. Monstrosity, the rebel flagship. If you're able to destroy this monstrosity, the rebellion fleet will have a chance of surviving. There is no turning back. Doesn't take long to notice you, standing there, regular Federation ship in its way. Fires up its artilleries and approaches. Does it have hacking? It does not seem to. It's going to do nothing. Okay, got our guy on... Oh, our door guy is causing problems. We need to destroy them ASAP, so let's just get everything firing. Okay, they're going to send an assault team of 3 people. They already sent an assault team. We're gonna send people in there to help murder them, or try and murder them. Oh god, now we got a second crew aboard our ship. Hopefully the teleporter will come back up. Just keep pounding everything into their shields so that it doesn't get a break. Okay, and now we need to figure out how to deal with this situation. So you two go in here. How many people are here? A couple. You two go in here, and you two continue to heal up. Gain the upper hand for... Okay. Everybody in. It's a massive free-for-all fight. Close all these doors. Everybody nice and healed up. Okay, be careful. Start flooding that with anti-breathing toxin. You can go up here and you can hop in this med bay room. Okay. 2 are uninjured. Cuban. Not the southern path, take the northern path, friend. Let's close... No doors, we're gonna send these 2 in. Do some fighting. Close the doors. Send these people in to fight. Who is this guy? Engineer. Sure, he has very slowly. Combat damage and... How are you doing so good? Get these 2 healed. Okay. Wow, that was a bit much. They teleported very offensively. you have full health, so you can go in the back. All these people are healed up. Everybody to where I should have pumped it in here as soon as the wasn't paying attention. Okay, Cuban, Frederick, Nausea. Everybody can return to your quarters. Ready to jump. Oh, he's going to the base. Okay. This time he does have hacking. So let's go ahead and activate the anti-hacking. Activate our defenses. This seems to be a drone battle. Still got the missile launcher, you got the beam, got the laser. So as soon as our hacking thing goes down, we're going to activate our... Oh, intruder detected. Go combat, boy. Pull him out, bring him in. Power surge detected. Firing. Oh, that's a lot of drones. Okay, cycle the power here. Everybody. Okay. Close all doors. Power surge detected. Fortunately. We got him. We got him. Okay, but our oxygen is low. Luckily we have a Rockman who can go deal with that. We'll just send an everybody. Just so everything's repaired slightly faster. Got plenty of drone parts. Okay. You two go there. Actually, no, you two go get healed. Come on in, come on in. You're very slow there, Mr. Hadrick. Talk to your crew. Nope, not a whole lot of reason to do it. With that, we will return everybody to their place as soon as Hadrick is healed up. Now we will jump to our next location. Lose control of this place. Okay, so we can jump here, repair. Okay, so it's going to be 1, and then 2, 3. So 1, 2. We don't have enough time. So if it was within one jump, I could do it, but there's nothing within one jump, so we're just gonna go for the throne. Got his overshield. What else is special about this section? Got cloaking. Don't need any antivirus, so we'll activate our amp drone though. Fire everything at the shields. Similar strategy to what we normally do. Power surge. Oh, this is the thing that fires a barrage still. Oh. Okay, taken care of, taken care of. Okay, door guy, you don't need to go there. D guy, don't need you on that. Just gotta keep hurting them as best we can. Okay, wait until the next power thing cycles. Now we upgrade, we put up that, so now they can't see us. Oh, but oh god. Okay, everybody. Okay, you go put out the fires, go put out the fires. Oxygen level is dropping in the flagship. Also equipped with advanced... Oh, I killed off all their crew on accident. Okay, you guys return to stations. Actually, you get back here down to repair that. And with that, arms in the air, victory. We did it. Ares, Inzin, Nausea, Cuban, Matt, Frederick, Hadrich, and Stelly. Stelly coming in clutch because that bastard abandoned us when we accidentally blew up a ship after they refused to surrender. Overall, really cool mod that I played there. A 3-hour run for the first time. Pretty interesting. Thanks for watching. You should watch another. Please.